I want you to look at this with me. 33. I counted every one of them. 33 empty product holders in the 22LR section. Not 3, not 8. 33 different products. Different brands, different loads, different packaging, all gone. And that was even before I even got to the pricing section. So let's talk about what's actually going on here. Hey guys, welcome back to the Rakestraw boys. For the past few weeks, I've had comments and I've had messages. I've had people coming up to me saying the same thing. Prices are going up. Shelves are getting thin. There might be a shortage coming. And I figured the best thing I could do is go ahead and drive down here and check for myself, which is why I've been in this hotel room. Because here's the real question that everybody's asking right now. Why is ammunition so expensive in 2026? Is this a short-term thing? Is this a long-term thing? Or are people just overreacting? I want to show you exactly what I found today. Real shelves, real prices, make up your own mind. Let's get after it. Okay, so the first thing when I walked in is I went straight to the 22LRs. And there's a reason I start there every time. The 22LR is the canary in the gold mine for this industry. This is the highest volume rimfire cartridge in this country. They have high turnovers with very thin margins. When supply chains tighten, restocking the 22 takes less priority because the margin doesn't justify rush shipping. So, if the 22 is running thin, the rest of the story just writes itself. I started counting empty slot holders. It's a little bit unedited and a little unclear, but I just counted 33 placeholders of missing 22 ammo in this section alone. 33. I want you to understand what that means. 33 different product offerings, different brands, different packaging, different grain weight, all of them in which sitting there empty. Now, could some of this be on a truck that didn't come in this week? Sure, I'll be real about that one point there. I'm not standing here trying to scare anybody, but here's the thing, not 33. A late truck is 3 slots, maybe 5. 33 in one section is a totally different kind of problem. And then that's when I decided to keep walking. Now, ignore those 3 boxes, that's an Easter egg for later. But notice the holes in the ammo selection over here on the centerfire section. Yes, there's a lot of holes in the rimfire. I mean, yeah, at first glance, you see a lot of centerfire ammunition, but here's the deal. If you back it up and look, we'll just take the most common one, 308, and you look at 308, just off the bat, there's 3 308 placeholders that are missing, 4 on the next shelf, 3 on the next shelf, 2 on the next shelf. So, just pointing that out, I was in the middle of shooting B-roll, but I wanted to point it out in real time, that way I didn't forget to add this to the video because I feel like that this is a very important talking point. I went straight to the 308 because I wanted to know, is it just the 22 rimfire cartridge or is this something potentially larger? 308 is not a rimfire plinker round. It is what you would call a centerfire hunting cartridge, which surprises nobody on this channel. It moves slower per unit than the 22, but it is one of the most popular hunting cartridges in this country. If the 308 is showing gaps, that's telling you something completely different. 12 empty placeholders, 12 different 308 product slots, sitting there with nothing in them. And when I kept walking down the aisle, I saw a lot of holes in other sections too. Now, granted, they weren't as dramatic as what I saw in the 22, but you can't deny the fact that they were there. So let me be straight with you about what that tells me. 33 gaps in the 22LR and 12 in the 308, and scattered holes throughout the rest? That's not a late truck. That's not a Wednesday restocking issue. That's a pattern. And when you understand what's going on upstream, that pattern starts to make a whole lot more sense. Okay, so let's get down to what's actually driving this issue right now. Ammunition is a manufacturing business that relies on specific components: brass, lead, primer, propellant powder, and a significant portion of the raw materials come from overseas. Brazil specifically is a major supplier of brass for the American manufacturing industry. When tariffs on imported goods went up at the end of 25 and into 2026, meaningful tariffs, the math on every round of ammunition got worse overnight. When your raw material prices go up 12%, your manufacturers are faced with a choice. Raise the price to protect the margin or reduce volume, because the economics on lower margin products stop making sense. And usually when they're stuck with that decision, it's usually both. The budget lines, they go first, because the margin on budget ammo is already thin before any of this even started. So what you're seeing on the shelves, the missing brands, the stuff that's still on the shelves that just tends to cost more than it did last year, that's not a coincidence. That's math working itself out on the retail level. All right, so let's look at what these prices are actually doing right now. 223 Remington Core Lock, $24.99. Looks like just the regular Remington FMJ 55 grain is $14.99. Let's see, another popular caliber, 22 250. Let's just do Core Lock, $32.99. 243. 243 in Core Lock is $33.99. 6.5 Creedmoor Core Lock, $37.99. 270, $33.99. Everything's pretty close to the 30 to 35 range so far. 30 Winchester, I don't ever talk about these guys, but right now they're $30.99. 308, $33.99. Let's do mine, 30-06, $33.99 alt 6. So the 308 and 30-06 are the exact same price. Let me do a couple of them. Federal Power Shock, 30-06 is $33.99. Same thing, Federal Power Shock 3008 is $33.99. So that's pretty cool. They're kind of apples to apples at Bass Pro Shops. 300 Win Mag Core Lock, $48.99. You always pay more for the big magnums. So, I mean, I know you guys already know that, but we're just talking about prices right now at Bass Pro Shop. Let's look at a couple of copper options. Okay, so Super Performance, $48.99 for 30-06. Hornady Outfitter for 30-06 is $53.99. I mean, you guys are going to end up paying more for the copper. 308 Barnes TTSX, $57.99. Let's see, 7mm Rim Mag. Let's look at their copper just real quick before we get into their Core Lock tip. Just real quick, if I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Barnes TTSX, $72.99. But that's for their LRs too. 7mm mag, their Core Lock is $51.99. So yeah, you pay more for the mags, definitely, for sure. Real quick, y'all, if this is useful to you, leave a like down below. Y'all help a man out. It helps this channel stay in the game. And it lets me keep coming out and do this kind of real world reporting for you. Means a lot to me. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, now I know what some of you are thinking right now. Thomas, what do you actually think about this? That is a fair question, and here's my honest take. First, get what you need for your season and not for your stockpile. I know that sounds backwards when you're looking at thin shelves, but panic buying is exactly what created the 2020-2021 spiral. Get what you need for this fall and get what you need to practice with, and don't clear out the shelves. Second, if you're going to go out and shoot this fall and you haven't got anything yet, go ahead and get it, because it ain't going to get any cheaper. I'm not trying to scare you, but the 5 to 7% price increases that are projected to happen all the way to the end of 2026 are real. Today's price hasn't gone up yet to what it's going to be at the end of 2026, but it's going to end up that way if you wait longer during 2026. Third, and this is specific to you 30-06 and you 308 factory ammunition buyers. If you've ever thought about reloading, now's the time to seriously consider it. I'm not going to go deep on that today, but the savings on a reloaded round are growing with every price increase. Just something to think about. And then the fourth thing, if you're a 22 LR shooter and your local store just happens to look like what I just showed you, go out and try multiple stores. Check your local sporting goods, check a couple of spots. What I saw today isn't everywhere yet, but the trend is consistent across the board. So here's what today told me. I come in here asking one question. Is this shortage even real? Y'all, I had my answer before I even looked at the first price tag. 33 empty slots in the 22 LR and 12 in the 308. Gaps scattered throughout the rest. Prices up across the board. Budget lines are running thinner than premium lines right now. This is a Rakestraw reality check. I'm not here to panic you. I'm not here to tell you to buy 1,000 rounds of ammunition tomorrow. That's not what this video is about. But I'm not going to stand in front of 33 empty product slots and tell you that everything's fine. Because guys, that would be doing you a disservice. And y'all know that I'm not about that. What I will tell you is this. Stay informed. Go out and use your money intelligently, not out of fear. And if you're seeing something different at your store, whether it's good or bad, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I want to know what's happening out there in the world that I cannot see because I can only visit 1 or 2 stores a day. This is how we as a community build the entire picture of what's really going on here. Tell me about what's happening at your local stores. Are the 22s disappearing at y'all's? If you leave a comment, I'll read every one of them. Subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, we do videos every week, and I promise you, we will not waste your time. I appreciate every one of you guys for watching, and I appreciate the community that we're building on the Rakestraw Boys platform. If this is the first time that we're meeting, it is nice to meet you. If this is not the first time that we're meeting, it's good to see y'all again. I hope everything's going good on your side of the camera. Until the next episode, I reckon the only thing that I have left to say is, Rakestraw Boys, we gone!